stream set in the world of Eberron. My family, friends, and I have been playing this campaign for almost 2 years, and last year we decided to share it with anybody who might enjoy it. If that's you, we thank you for hanging out with us. If you want to know more about the characters, players, or get a better idea of the craziness that's been happening since we started streaming, head on over to our website, www.destinyanddice.com, all spelled out, and look up Destiny and Dice on our YouTube for past episodes, as well as some one-shots run by some of these players as Dungeon Master, which we are planning on having a couple more in the near future. With nothing further to announce, we're just going to go ahead and dive in. When last we met. Whitehearth, a secret Cannith facility found inside the magically destroyed wastes called the Mournland, has been housing all kinds of secrets. The Shadow Slayers, in hopes of discovering at least one of them, have been searching for a schema, specifically one of 4 that seems to combine to create something called the Dragon Forge. At least that is what they have gleaned thus far. Having survived several harrowing battles in a short time, the party has taken a break in hopes of recovering their strength that they need to press on through the facility. Having taken a long rest, the party had begun looking through the library located in the lower halls. It was here they found a secret door inside the bookcases that revealed yet another guardian statue and something more insidious behind it, a tempting-looking treasure chest. That indeed turned out to be a mimic. Nix, who had teleported on top of the treasure chest, found herself stuck to its surface. While beating it, she noticed that the back of the statue seemed to have a lock and handle, and with the help of the party, they were able to subdue the statue and loot the documents inside. In the aftermath of a fight that was both too short and unsatisfactory, both Bruz and Nix walked away from the party to vent some steam as the party studied the documents. In doing so, they noticed a strange new ghost walking about. Bruz decided to let it slip away while he and Nix talked to one another. That is, until it came back and identified Bruz as Captain Nomark, which is where our session today begins. As most of the party is still in the library, caught up in a group hug, trying to support a crying Kiz. Bruz, Nix, what are you going to do now?
All right, so this thing walked up and yelled, that's Captain Nomark or something the equivalent, right?
It did not yell. It kind of walked up and it kind of like froze. And that's what kind of gave Nix the moment, because it's like it saw you and you're kind of turned towards Nix, and the ghost actually took a chance to like take you in, and it just, that's Captain Nomark. And it's just still kind of standing there almost like frozen. You're not sure if it's fear or stoicism. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with dwarves sometimes. Their faces are covered in fur and you can't really read their face that well. And this one's ghostly too to put on top of that, so you're not really sure. But it is staring at you.
Okay. All right, so Bruz was standing there like next to Nix, kind of holding on to like her arm/shoulders, talking to her. So like with this thing coming up, he's going to like turn his head and be like, excuse you, we're kind of in the middle of something. That seems pretty rude. If you just want to hold on a minute, I can get back to you. And then he's going to turn back to Nix.
And with that, it slowly backs away. Just one step at a time.
Turning back to Nix, he's like, geez, it was like incredibly... I mean, you would think by now he would have figured out what a bad idea it was to just like come up on me, but whatever. I suppose probably have to deal with that in a second. Anyways, I just to finish up real quick. I get what you were saying about like pipes and what he might think, because I mean, honestly, that's probably been the only indicator I've had the last few years. Like, I mean, I don't really care what the sovereigns might think, or whatever. I mean, I guess if I had to choose, I'd be more of a Dark Six man myself, but I mean, it's whatever, who cares to begin with, so. But yeah, I mean, I've wondered about what pipes might think of me. So, I mean, I guess I get that, but I don't know. He's going to think what he's going to think.
I I know that I have done things that nobody should do. And I don't know. Understand the whole kind of interesting relationship between me and the sovereign host. This is the first time any of it really happened, and I wasn't even sure if that was real. But sorry, focus. I I appreciate you, and I appreciate that you and I. She's gonna take a breath. She's like, "Were you ever in the slave trade?
Hmm?
Were you in the slave trade? Or trafficking or any of that?"
Like, was I a slaver?
I was
Jeez, no. I thought I went over this with Kiz.
No, I meant the mark
What mark?
on your.
Bruce is gonna look down at his chest.
I meant more not that you were a slave, but some of what we saw, and I wasn't sure if it was because you were forced.
Bruce looks confused.
Just kind of takes a deep breath. There's a mark, a tattoo on you that is visible in Chilira's light. Probably. And I recognize it because I worked in people trafficking. One of my assignments. So no, I didn't think that you were, but I have been, in a way. And
Bruce kind of looks at her for a moment, kind of blinks, and you see it like at some point during your description, like recognition kind of settle on his face. Yeah, I kind of forget that one's back there. Yeah, I mean, told you guys that, I was a fighter for a while, so. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like this is probably like a longer conversation. We should probably finish at some point, but just in the interest of, as somebody who's been pretty widely recognized as a monster for quite a few legitimate reasons, it's not that bad. Some of my best friends are monsters. Speaking of, where did you go? Did he just leave? I thought he wanted like an autograph or something.
He went down the stairs.
Oh. Well, I'm not hearing screaming from the library.
Should probably see. He didn't seem hostile, at least.
Probably because he learned better. Alright, I guess we should probably look into that, right? I mean, that feels like something we should. Okay. But, I mean, to be continued, right?
Yeah, sure.
When we're not being haunted.
Just kind of, yeah, sure.
Okay.
We're just going to start heading down the hallway.
Okay, as you turn and finish up your conversation with Nix to head down, the cuddle party that is happening in the library to support Kisriel. You guys hear Bruz come out. Hey, where'd you go? Kind of echoes a little bit, bounces off the walls. Then a little bit more quiet conversation as he finishes up his conversation with Nix, alerting you to there might be something in the halls. What do you guys do?
Or Nix ran off.
Is he yelling at Nix? Is he okay? Are you doing better?
Yeah, I think I am. Do you and Z want to see if there's anything more you guys want to look for in this library, or are you guys ready to...
Well, there's plenty we can stay and look at. Oh, wait. Did you want to head out?
No, I can see what's up. Maybe Rix can come if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Are you gonna be okay? He
Are
kind
you
of just
asking me?
says, yeah, he says to Kisriel.
Sorry, since I can't see your picture.
No, you're fine. It'll be there eventually.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. Yeah, I just... angry. Just want answers. Not more questions.
Maybe
We'll find this person, we'll get answers.
Maybe one day we will. I hope that we will. I'm really tired of getting all of these questions. All right. Yeah, let's go check. And he goes along with you.
Would we be converging about this time, or?
Yeah, you guys kind of, Bruz, Nix, you kind of come down the stairs right into Kisriel and Guara and whoever else is coming with you.
Have you seen a one-armed dwarf?
The ghost. A ghost version.
No? Have you, Guar?
Like, turn to look down into like the chapel area. Look ahead towards the forge.
Which way did you...
We're going. Rex this way. Okay.
All right. I feel like I don't know for certain, but I feel like we should split up.
To find the ghost? Which way did you see him last? Which way did you come
It just
from?
feels instinctually like what you should do in this type of situation.
Hey,
You
Mike.
split up. One group takes the animal.
Do I see that, Mike?
and
Yeah,
I found him.
the head kind of pokes around the corner. And he kind of shuffles himself out a little bit more. Goes to lean against the wall. You see the stump raise up as if he's going to lean against the wall and just kind of into the wall, and then pulls himself back out and dusts himself off like meant to do that.
I'm sorry you died.
How did that happen?
Well,
Do you remember the woman in the cell?
I remember these. Whoa, hold on. Trying to think back, it's giving me a little bit of a head rush.
really,
What?
that's fascinating.
So you know you're dead. There's that.
just fell through the wall, so I'm assuming so. Seems
Rip.
like a safe assumption.
Rip. Who wants to?
Well, you're in the Mournlands, so
Who wants to break the news?
this is kind of not unusual for your spirits.
Do you know who I am? Have we met?
No, you and me personally, no. No, we have not.
Okay,
I've heard about you, though.
I'm famous.
More like infamous, really. I mean,
that's kind of better.
talk of
Infamous.
a pirate killer has spread among several ships. You do good work.
Oh, so you're not a pirate?
No, hell no. Not a pirate.
That's good.
He does have a shifty look about him when he says that.
Insight check. I don't care.
I was gonna say, I don't think Bruz isn't gonna
Rex
bother
doesn't
to
care.
It's already dead.
Why did you come here?
I came here looking for the ship.
The ship?
Yeah, me and my mates got word that there was a downed elemental vessel here.
Inside an underground facility.
I'm sure there's a lot of downed elemental vessels in the Mournland.
Yeah, but this one, well, it might take a moment to explain. Y'all are just kind of standing there. Do you want to sit down?
I
I'm
will
good.
sit down. Laura will sniff him.
Kisriel, what's your passive insight? Or sorry, not insight. Perception.
It's the same. 12.
12. Rix, what's your... Oh, yours is ridiculous high. So you and Kisriel also notice that in the light of this lantern, you can see this ghost, but there's also this kind of ghostly glyph tattoo on Bruz's left shoulder that seems to kind of... You've never seen before, but it seems to be kind of there. And like if he turns around, like when he turns around to like kind of confer with the party for a second to turn back and talk to the guy, it kind of passes out of sight when he blocks it from line of sight of the lamp. And then when he turns back to continue discussing with the dwarf, it just kind of reappears.
And we've been wandering around with this lamp for a while.
Yeah, but Bruce hasn't been wandering around without a shirt on.
Why don't you have it?
You guys all doubted me when I stole that lantern so long ago.
He pulled a book out of the library and it acidified on his shirt.
Oh, okay.
He also was talking about his tattoos.
Plenty of that.
Regardless, you kind of all make note of it. If you want to question him about it later, you can. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you had seen it. Meanwhile, Kisriel, you said you sit down. Rix, what do you do?
Rix is just kind of like, are we gonna have a conversation with the ghost, or are we just gonna... I'm confused about the order or the plan right now.
Well, if you don't want to talk, I'm gonna head back into this place over here.
No, I mean, like,
Ghost turns to kind of walk towards the chapel.
No, stop it. Jeez.
I thought that's what you were saying. It wasn't important, so I was gonna let him go.
I want to know. You said you ended up here. How'd you end up in that room with that woman?
Oh, me mate's woman is a caster of sorts, and it was she who figured out the location of the ship, and she sent me as close as she could get me. Wasn't pleasant. Opening my eyes on the side of a cliff with less than a couple of inches of rock under my feet, but I have an affinity for stone, and I kind of passed through the walls.
You gotta be kidding me. No way. Would have never guessed.
That's right.
I don't want to imagine Rex actually sitting there eating.
Continue. No, sorry, I'm listening.
And I, having walking and transporting myself through the stone, I wound up inside the facility. It was in this little hallway. I came out through a wall, and I was just starting to look around when I heard this howling sound, and...
Oh, no. Say no more. I have an idea what happened. Dogs...
So wait, your aberrant mark lets you pass through stone? Or did? I mean, I guess you can do it now, too. So I guess that hasn't changed.
Like, his eyes are just like...
It's hard to miss. It was on your neck.
He tucks his head down a little bit to make sure the beard is a little bit more over.
We already
Bruce
know.
is standing there
We already know
shirtless.
it's there. It's not a big deal.
So you're with the woman who was in the cells,
No, I think
covered
it's-
in jar marks?
I don't think he was with her.
No. Woman, cells, I caught the briefest glimpse of something before I was thrown in that cage. And then it was quite nice. Except it wasn't. It didn't feel right. It had all the good things surrounding me, but it was not good. It felt wrong.
Been there.
Yeah, the Kenneth people are kind of stingy and violent about aberrant marks.
Most houses are. I said most. Not all.
Kind
Were
of
you-
have resources to build things against them.
Let's not talk about the fact that Z's going to get in big trouble if he ever get caught.
You all are like talking like things may have changed. What year is it? How long have I been here?
Hey, Mike, what year is it?
You haven't been here that long. We're just a unique group.
You know,
Is it like
no mark here.
114
Been
or
that
something?
long.
Has Kiz grown anymore? Is she good?
I think it was only.
I had this written down for this conversation, and now I can't.
What year do you think it is?
And we'll tell you what we think it is after we hear what you think it is.
I'm pretty sure it was only 5 days. We were asleep, not a couple years.
It's been about 20 years since the morning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that long. Don't worry, mate.
I mean, Mr. No Mark here has only been at sea for what, 6 years?
By the way, Rix is brought his mask back up. Just instinctively, he's covering his face again.
I'm a little old lady with the mark of making on my cheek.
As we're
Okay.
as we're making digs at Ken.
Okay, you know, this is so ridiculous.
Hey, just because we don't
Quality.
like the house doesn't mean we can't like the people.
Come on, we love dealing in absolutes. This is America.
Okay.
So yeah, it sounds like it's been insert later the amount of time. This amount of time.
It's I think
good
I came
job in
here around Ire, which you guys know is about 5 months ago.
Oh. You've been here about 5 months.
I mean, if it's in the constellation, you've only been dead for 10 hours.
Is one of you a healer? Could one of you bring me back?
No, you're not
That's a
powerful.
little beyond us.
Are you willing to wait 2 levels?
I mean, you know this facility is basically...
I mean, pointing over at Rex, he worships the traveler. Do you want to give that a go?
I'm just gonna say this. There's a saying
good.
called "Beware gifts of the traveler." So
We are a
walk
unique
away.
group if we sit and think about this.
Walk away.
That's true, but we don't have a powerful cleric, and I'm not sure that... I'm sure the closest powerful cleric is outside the...
We don't even know if resurrection is actually a thing. I mean, it's all rumor.
So-
Juraska's got the whole healing thing by the throat.
So what are you all here for?
Looting.
Guts and glory. Sarcastically
There's
says
some-
that.
Supposed to be some powerful artifacts here.
Powerful Oliver. There must be a spellcaster in your midst here looking for something.
We're just looking for...
Can I ask you about the ship? Did you find it?
No, as I said, I wandered around the halls for a little bit, and
So you think that the ship is inside this facility?
Yes, it's around here somewhere, as far as I know. That's the hit that crazy fire-forged woman got from her spell.
Can I ask you a question?
Fire
What were you planning on doing when you found an elemental ship?
Signaling my friends. I had a sending spell to talk to them and confirm its location. Otherwise, get out of the facility and make my way back to Rukandral, where we were last moored.
So for this fire forge that you're talking about, is she a red warforge?
Well, she's Fireforged, so yeah, of course she's red.
It's traveling with someone else.
Oh yeah, my best mate. His name is Rhythm. Plays a drum on his tummy.
Cool.
You look like you might know him.
I've heard of him.
5 months bloody late for this. Why does it feel that's like sort of a trend with us right now?
Oh,
Right,
by the
so
way, I
red
found.
is with
Oh.
rhythm.
Anyway, we know of a warforge that's named Pipes that knew of him. Rhythm.
Pipes. Did he have a crazy-ass fire-forged girl that would boss him around and not let him go off on fun and awesome, amazing adventures? Because she seemed really reluctant to let him come here.
Sounds like
It's
he's like
understandable.
bad-mouthing someone's girlfriend.
I mean, technically, Melody was preventing him from.
No. This is more of no. He had a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
Do
You
you?
settled down, had kids, you know.
Hey guys, can we adopt our first companion NPC?
A ghost?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was really
I
hoping
guess
for
we're
a
Warforged
puppy.
don't have... What?
Adopt. He took care of kids in an orphanage.
Oh yeah, no, I can. If he's anything like Rhythm, I can totally. Rhythm does his best to take care of everybody on the ship. Keeps up morale, makes us happy. Plays, as I said, he plays a drum on his tummy. It's very cool. It has interlocking plates that cover it when it needs to be kept safe, and then it just kind of raises up when he's feeling in the mood to kind of pound out a rhythm. He also has like different kind of percussive sounds that he can make with his hands and pat himself all over. He's got like cymbals in his chest. He's a very it's a show. It really is a show. It's a shame that he has to stay hidden, and that his woman keeps him
No,
out of the public's eye.
we understand
That's
why.
us.
We know why.
Of course, the captain feels that that's safest as well.
Captain? Awesome.
Yeah, captain of our ship.
What was your name again? I'm sorry, I must have missed it.
Oh, my name. Yes, I'm Brotor Runheim.
Bro-
Extends his ghost hand to shake your hand, and then looks down at his ghost hand. Actually, what you see first is him like kind of shrug his right arm forward, and then extends his left arm, and then looks down at his ghost hand. Just
Okay, is it weird that
Air
you didn't
five.
get that back when you died? Do you think if you just like think hard enough, you can get like another one?
And all of a sudden, a ghost arcane propulsion arm starts to kind of grow from the stump. Well, blimey, that's amazing! Excuse me, I'll be right
Better
back.
off dead. I mean,
What?
What's he planning to do?
I want to know. Did we get the guys? Did we get the captain's name?
I'm
Rhythm.
gonna follow Rhythm's lead and
He just turns around and runs around the corner.
No, Rhythm wasn't the captain.
Blimey, it works for that too! That's amazing! Look at that!
I don't
Yeah,
want to know.
and
I
he-
don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I want to know.
I kind of do.
He comes walking up from around the corner. He's got a little bit of swagger in his step. And you see that he has changed his clothes and has regained full clothing. He's in Gimbal would be proud.
It's very flamboyant, huh?
Flamboyant, very, very piratey, very swashbucklery. Got a big hat with a feather that sticks out. Just yes.
I like the feather. It really brings the whole look together.
Is there anything?
That's a shame it only comes in blue.
Or
Just
I'm
looking it down at it.
Kids is gonna get out and take some notes, and he's like, "What was the name of your captain?"
Oh, that would be Captain Von Rail of Fondress. Yeah, I like you guys. I feel like I can trust you. What was that?
Has Bruz ever heard of this individual?
It takes you a moment, but yes.
Is it a pirate?
Galvis had dealings with Ophandris.
Oh,
And they would occasionally hand off cargo that was not strictly speaking above board. Like they would do a couple of runs. Some of the shadier stuff that Galvis would do to make sure that he got cargo and got paid for his ship, got his ship paid and got his crew paid. You've heard the name, but you've never met the man. Now in your more recent career, the name hasn't really shown up on your radar. But again, you don't necessarily handle all the details of where your cargo comes from. It's generally like between Jaria and Gimbal to ensure that you guys have cargo to transport and move. Sometimes you say I don't want to know the details because the less you know, you can't tell a lie about something you don't know.
How long have you been sailing with him?
Oh, I've been with him since 4 or 5 years. Not long, but long enough to know he's a good man. Captain of the Shadowrunner.
But you
The
guys
ship brings more of a name, more of a recognition to your head. The ship has turned up on numerous bounties for delivering illegal goods, but has never been caught. However, there's been nothing piratey reported about it. It isn't responsible for capturing other vessels or taking down other vessels.
Michael. All right.
Okay. By the way, Z, you might want to come look at this.
Oh man, this conversation is much sillier than I was expecting, and I kind of like it.
Did Z and Julia find anything in the meantime?
I'll step aside.
Am I paying enough
I
attention
think
to
we're
notice
trustworthy
that?
individual.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
I just want to roll to see if I actually comprehended something was said. I'm not paying any attention.
You are elbows deep in Faltzvern's Guide to the Arcana. Like the fight has happened. You've read through the papers. Kiz has moved on. She's good. You kind of snuck yourself back into a chair and kind of pulled the book out from under Guara and kind of started flipping through the pages, picking back up where you were. No, we cannot hear you.
I heard briefly something, and then it was gone. Do you still have push to talk on? Yeah, nothing.
So Z, faced in a book, she's trying to figure out something, comes kind of wandering down the hall. Sure, Bruce. It's not until she gets down the hall that she sees this ghost standing in front of the group.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I was pushing to talk, and nobody was responding to anything I've been saying for the last hour, so I should have figured it out. Anyway.
Rip.
Oh,
Okay, sorry, back to the game.
Wow. Okay, back to the game. Z, you kind of come, as I said, you kind of come wandering down the book, and you kind of look up, and you see this ghost there. And you lock eyes with this ghost, and this ghost goes, "Hello." And swaggers forward. "I'm Brotor Runheim. It's nice to make your acquaintance."
You're dead, mate.
Why, hello there, sir. I'm glad to be able to talk to you.
Yeah, apparently I died recently, but, you know.
Yes.
You are just a vision of beauty.
Rescue you from the crazy dragon mark chick. And,
Fury's tits. I need popcorn for this.
and it just wasn't as successful as we were hoping. I'm so sorry that you didn't quite make it out of it in one piece.
Nice save. One piece, literally.
It's to her back and starts pulling out
Can you
rations
roll?
and Bruce.
Can you roll a deception check with advantage for me?
That was really good. Oh, go get that advantage. Get that advantage. Oh,
Maybe he's got a terrible insight.
All the right words,
maybe he's too
all the
into her
terrible
to
tones.
notice.
Ugh.
Rolling his check with disadvantage, he buys it. He's just kind of like staring you up and down, like, yeah.
Hello,
To be
nurse.
He wasn't really lying. He did not, in fact, survive the entirety of the rescue.
Like 95% there.
She's just, omitting certain truths.
I mean,
I don't need the whole truth.
so
Hey, so he was on the Shadow Runner. He knows a bronze door.
Captain Von Rail of Ofandus? Ofandus. Thank you.
So, Captain, it's great to make your acquaintance.
Oh no, he's
No, I'm not the captain. That's too much responsibility. I wouldn't do that.
He
Oh.
I go acquire things for our ship. And
he
as
cut-
it happens, I was trying to acquire an elemental vessel here at this facility. And
Really?
might I
An elemental
say
vessel healer?
that you leave me breathless.
Oh, why, thank you, sir. I have been surrounded by my family for so long. Nobody
gonna
has
lean over to
appreciated this
Kiz.
for quite some time.
Slightly and be like, I thought I left him breathless.
Z flips you off.
Could I said that quietly to kids?
Like, kids of a ration watch this.
Oh man.
And you just see like screaming under the ghost's attention and like jiggling it out, like, yeah.
Oh, I am so deeply uncomfortable right now. I'm gonna go back and look at a book.
I mean, I was gonna ask if there was anything you wanted us to tell anybody, but
Oh, if you could find me mates, that would be great. Also, did you kill whatever it was that had me trapped in the cell?
not yet.
she's still there.
We have yet to kill her, though it's definitely in the cards.
I mean,
I'd like to be
if
in
you
your
go
cards.
through walls and stuff.
So
Why,
So they-
you know,
he turns around-
if you were corporeal, we could probably work something out.
Well, you know, I could possess you for a moment.
That is not my jam. Sorry.
Well, I understand. Consent is important. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mate. What did you say? Something about moving through walls?
I'm just gonna lean when he says that. Bruce leans over to Kiz again, ever so slightly, and is just like, "Do you think that's like instinctual that he knows that? Like, he's adapting really quick." No, if you can go through walls, I wouldn't go that way. I mean, you don't have a dragon mark anymore, so I doubt you're as interesting. But
her power was still kind of sapping all of us. So
Looks around, sees the water ban over here, runs off down the hall, looks into the where. I don't have a reflection. What? Why do I not? Oh, right, ghost. Ghosts should have reflections.
Glad he didn't look down over here.
Rix is just like, oh my.
Bloody hell, it didn't work.
I mean,
It comes back a little more sad, a little dejected.
That's just Dragon Mark 101. They don't. It's till death do us part, and they don't work.
So what?
Are you sure?
Does he have a spirit with his Dragon Mark too? Did it die? Should we go check his body?
So confusing.
Since you
I
have
think
this
Z checked it pretty
amazing
thoroughly earlier.
ability to walk through walls, is there any chance that we could gain your assistance? We've heard of some really fun things here, like this elemental vessel that you were looking for, and a transportation circle, and
something that could cause a massive incident days before the morning.
There's all sorts of really interesting things going on here. And,
I'm sorry, what?
Your ability could be incredibly useful for us. Do you think you would be willing to aid us as we try to take down the evil woman who led to your demise?
I would love to. There any way you can get my body back out of here? Do you still have my body? Where's my body? I think I stepped... That's right, I stepped out of it. And he's going to start going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just left it over there.
As he leaves, I'd like to talk to whoever's left. I don't see Rix anymore. I guess Bruz and Z is like, guys, I know how valuable an elemental ship would be, but I kind of feel like if we do find something here, it might be worth giving that information in his honor to his crew members. But I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I didn't want to say, "Hey, come with us, and we'll try to get this for you without your guys' permission." So,
I mean, I think that's a fair idea because there's nothing else that'll lead us to rhythm, and that's something we're supposed to look for. That's a good idea.
I did hear. I found a lead to one of the others.
Okay.
As well.
Well, I mean, if
I'm
they were camping
to find a way out of here and hopefully back to Lyverton as quickly as possible. As soon as we defeat,
Oh yeah.
Well, we also have to find number one. Remember?
Oh.
Or if we. Well, I mean, if the pipes that I've been talking to is any, is actually Pipes, then he's there in Lyverton, and our whole quest is to rescue Pipes. So we need to get out of here and get down there and get our dad back, even if he doesn't know who we are.
Well, there's also the try to stop Florida Blades from building a Doomsday device.
Yeah, that too,
Like
obviously.
second on our,
Okay. All right. So we don't need to get loot number one. I didn't want to say it.
But we can absolutely tell him that letting his crew know of his brave demise trying to take down evil in the Mournland. We can share his tale with his crew to let them know what happened to him. At least some of what happened to him.
We can't leave. We're kind of trapped in here until we find a way out.
Well, that's why I'm interested in the elemental vessel and the transportation circle, because those will get us out.
Yes.
And we haven't found either of them yet, which is why I'm trying to recruit Mr. What's his faces? I'm terrible with names.
His name is
Z would remember.
Brotor.
Brotor.
Okay.
Brotor.
Brotor. I might remember that. Which is
He's a
why
Brotor.
I am attempting to recruit Brotor's assistance as we take down crazy dragon mark
But
lady and get out of here.
Hey,
the
Rix, did you learn her name? Oh, sorry, Nix. Go ahead.
I wrote her name down. Yeah.
A113.
Yeah. A1131.
I just
Whose
was
name?
Crazy dragon mark chick. A1131.
I don't think that's her name.
That's her identification. Oh, I'm
Where
right
did
there.
you?
Allie?
How do you know?
It was on the papers that we just pulled out of that statue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. You wandered off to go do whatever you were doing. We were doing research.
I'm glad those papers were helpful.
Okay. So wait, you found out her name?
Do
We found out her designation. I really doubt that her name is A1131. That would be pretty cruel for any parent.
Unless they're Elon Musk.
I'm just gonna throw out Allie.
Sounds good.
Yes, that's what Mike calls her. Mike calls her Allie. There you go. I'm giving away your secret.
Do we assume Kenneth's secret language is Leet?
Hey, if they could do it for Star Wars naming one of the heroes, why can't we do it?
It's like their version of Pig Latin.
So,
Well,
Oh, what else did you find out?
we found some keys, but I feel we haven't gotten any new keys, and I feel like what we're looking for is going to require more keys.
he mentioned the
Fortunately, we have a ghost to help us with that now.
the ghost lady that had seen him previously said that he was looking for brown keys.
We
That
searched his pockets, right?
Did we?
I think we had attempted to search, but the investigations were bupkis. Actually, I don't know if we actually searched his body. I know that I went to go do that and I touched the dragon mark and I got a headache. But that's me out of character speaking. Sorry.
No, that's a
I'm
good point.
90% sure anything on him was in that pile we got from the dogs.
But he might have a clue on where to find what a brown key or why he's looking for a brown key.
Well, I'm guessing he got. Yeah, that's a good list. Let's ask him. He may have had a lead on
If
the
he was
elemental.
able to meld through walls all the time, why would he need a key?
Because this is Kenneth and they're crazy like a fox.
That is true. That's
And
possible. But
non-foxes. I mean, there's some actual just crazy in here, but you know.
I just
I mean, to be
like,
fair,
that
didn't
might
they
be
say
an
that there was like defenses against aberrant mocks? Maybe if he tried to go through certain areas.
It was the most dangerous area for someone with a dragon mark to go to. That's what
With
she
an
said.
aberrant mark, not a regular
aberrant.
dragon mark.
That is
Not
true.
I
that
do believe the
we're-
term she used was dirty mark.
Did you talk to her? Wait, are you
No,
here?
that was
Okay.
disembodied voice. Caca, caca.
Gur, gur.
No.
Z would not use that term.
Traveler,
Z
is
would
that you?
not. She was just repeating what the other lady said. Z is working real hard to get over her prejudice, and I think she's doing pretty good.
Cheers.
Because this is family. Family.
It's just funny because I think she totally forgets that she's got a mark right now.
Z?
No, Nix. She's got
Oh.
a true dragon mark on right now.
Well, do we go find Brotar and ask him questions, or we check out what's behind that door?
I mean,
Could Z, are you still working in the library? Do you want more time?
I mean, there's so much incredibly interesting, fascinating things in that library. I could spend the next 5 years in there doing research. But I don't think that I need to do that right now. I want to go get pipes. And
Well,
I
should we-
want to defeat the crazy aberrant dragon mark chick who's been trying to kill us and steal our marks. I mean,
Why do we need to kill her? Why
because
don't we
she's
just
been
leave?
trying to kill
'Cause
us
she's
and steal our
trapped?
marks. And maybe we can get through the facility much more easily to, get to Transportation Circle or Elemental Vessel as soon as she's dead. I would like to not have things come out and rip my mark off. It's mine and nobody else can have it.
In the words of a great captain, somebody tries to kill you, you kill them right back.
Bruz kind of looks over in the direction of where the cell block would be. I mean, if she's at all intelligent, I think by now she'd figure out it'd be best to keep a distance.
We could confirm with Rix. He had more insight into why she...
But are we really gonna take on someone that can rip marks off and put them back and give someone the power to rip marks off?
My vote is after we
gonna
find
just
more magical
leave
things
her
that-
here to stew and hope that she doesn't eventually break out and wreak havoc on the whole world?
Maybe she'll go wreak havoc on the Lord of Blades.
The Lord of Blades doesn't have a dragon mark.
Are you sure?
But it requires dragon mark energy.
Are you sure? I love you, kids.
That is a true point.
She beat Bruz by a second.
Asking the important something for my notes.
I think that if she has the power from her cell to reach out and rip marks off people, that is a threat that is too big to just leave alone and ignore. Are we those kind of people who would leave her locked up and trapped after 20 years, going batshit crazy, and just let her be? Is that who we are? And hope that she doesn't somehow figure out how to escape here? And I gotta tell you, she's not a big fan of us. Why would we leave a threat like that behind?
She's making a lot of sense.
My vote is we try a few more doors, find some more keys, find more magic things to make us stronger,
Oh,
and then
I'm with you.
Just, are we going to be able to take her on?
I'm not usually a let's just go freaking killer kind of person, but there's all sorts of magic weapons here. I mean, Jalira's
No, I'm liking this side of you.
That's the god of making who's helping her do weapons and crap. I think we got this, yo.
if we're near the sanctuary for that god, I'm not sure he'd help us beyond here.
Yeah, but we can get all the help that we want right here.
Has he helped us so far?
He helped Cherry.
We helped Cherry.
Did he not? Look at Fixer. Do you see how cool Fixer looks now?
Yeah, she was saying that it was Anatar that helped her with that.
Yeah.
We're going to pause here. Jalira. Man, this book, if you had this book when you were 10, you're sure you could have outcrafted anything Kenneth would have put in front of you. It's the concepts here are just so easy, so understandable and relatable to everything in your life. Why has this book never been in your hands before?
It's out of print.
It's such a good read.
Edition.
Rix, I know that you had also made note that you wanted to hear more about Anatar, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
going
so
back to that book.
You learn what's fairly common knowledge. Anatar is god of the forge and of craft and industry. He's also the god of fire. It's said that without Anatar, the civilized races from the goblins, the giants, the goblins, to the current structure of how Corvair is situated now, any of the humanoids, without Onatar, society would never have existed. He first inspired the mortal races to build tools and weapons, and then he took them to the next step. Improve on the things that they'd already built. He is patron to no small number of people. He's found at every forge. He's found in every workshop. He's found here in this place. He's found out in nature where even the druids have some tie to him, as they even through naturally crafting and forming their staves or their magical instruments, pay even the barest homage to Onatar, as he is in charge of craft wherever there is craft. But as you found, he also has this side of him he's the god of fire. He brings warmth on cold winters. He brings vengeful fire to those who do wrong. More recently, with the appearance, and by recently I mean a long time, the silver flame has seemed to have taken more precedence to the fire, and Onatar, being the god of fire, has been kind of pulled a little bit more out of what is well accepted. But like the traveler, Onatar asks that you craft something. However, he does not ask you to destroy it or change it. In fact, it's kind of odd that of the two gods that would speak to your family, they are the only two gods of craft. Prayers and rites for Onatar to make something. His shrines are, as I said, any forge found anywhere in the world, any workshop, even workshops without forges, still have small shrines to Onatar. His symbol is it's the standard Sovereign Host octagram, but in red and orange as opposed to blue and yellow, to symbolize the shades of fire found in a forge. However, he's also been recognized with a single solitary hammer, which you guys have seen on a couple of different occasions throughout your travels, as well as a pair of tongs crossed with a hammer.
Tongs is Onatar.
Gotta write some notes down. Hold on, guys.
Okay. All the Warforges are actually reincarnations of the god.
Okay. That's kind of where you get to at this point in the conversation.
All right. I guess when he's done, if possible, he's gonna look over at Cherry and see if she's done, or if she's still engrossed. I suspect she's still engrossed.
She's trying to download a textbook.
He's just going to nod and pocket that for later.
Unless he's got any ideas about how to steal a magic book.
I don't think he's equipped for that. All right. But he is going to make his way back out toward the others, kind of moving along. But kind of sidestep and go toward the forge.
Okay.
Instead. I don't know if you want to jump to other people right now because they were having a conversation. I just want to...
Okay. As you all kind of continue your conversation about what you want to happen, Rix kind of slips by you and heads towards the forge. Rix, as you kind of come around the corner and slip by them, you hear them like, "We should kill her," and Bruz like, "I like this side of Z."
He's gonna stop and be like, "If you're talking about that psycho woman, we kill her." And he keeps going. he's gonna like, she wants Bruz dead. I think that's reason enough. And
I mean, to be fair, that doesn't really distinguish her from a lot of other people.
Yeah,
so.
but she's been here long enough that I don't think this is the only part that's been affected by her. Anyone that comes into this place. And clearly, we're not the only ones that are looking at this place.
Do we need to stop her before we unlock more doors?
I don't know, but I suspect that she is the epicenter, and that perhaps, hopefully, if we move farther away, her influence will be less potent. That's my theory. I mean, the forge, he kind of addresses it, over there was nearly directly beneath her. So, we might have better luck elsewhere, but we should exercise a certain level of caution and generally expect most things here trying to kill us.
We recognize her smoke a little better now and know not to throw magic in it.
Well,
I don't understand how we think we're going to kill her. We can't touch her. We can't throw magic at her.
I might be able
What are we
to.
doing?
Bruz can. Her magic doesn't affect him. That's why she wants him dead.
Yes, Yubo would.
What's stopping her from getting this between the eyes? She's aiming like past you guys. She's not aiming at it.
We have a lot of.
Bruce still clenches for reasons he's not.
It's fair. It's fair. But to be even more fair, Rix does not have his crossbow out, so ease up a little bit, bud. Okay. All right. No, but Rix is going to just kind of be like, I don't think she's going to stop here. She knows there are people here. And those dogs of her, yeah, sure, they bring her people, but should she ever get strong enough to get out, can you imagine what someone with her power could do? Outside of I highly doubt she's going to kill the Lord of Plays. I suspect she'll probably try to control him and use him.
Okay.
She's a threat to all of us, whether we like it or not. Letting her live, what favor is that doing her other than just ignoring it? I understand that, we could sit here and talk about possibilities and run through every scenario, but at the end of the day, we have to do something.
We just need we're not confident we can kill her though.
Well, I mean,
Point. We have a few moments where we can collect ourselves, come up with a game plan. We're not running into it blind like we were last time.
And not to mention the fact that
her to demon like and tentacle fog thing out of a
her dragon mark is now corrupted.
what does that
More than
mean?
before.
That thing that was in Z's mark, she now has.
What does that mean?
That means that it's going to mess with her head and likely, ideally, weaken her ability to focus.
Ooh.
If that's, ideally. That thing is not hers. It did not have the same energy. I don't know how you got it.
I have no idea either, but thank you for taking it out.
Thank you for laughing at me while I had to unfortunately grab your breast.
Well, I gotta get my kicks
At this point, you guys notice that Brotor has come back and is kind of trying to sit on the step, like was trying to sit down when you said, grab your breast, and he's like, yeah, I did.
Look,
I think it's the first time someone's grabbed Z's chest that's lead to her losing some sort of corruption.
Excuse me.
All right.
Oh,
The
and
things that I do are not corrupt. They are beautiful.
Look, look.
Where were you when I was
Great conversation to
corporeal?
be having with my brothers.
Oh,
Shut
can
it.
we focus for a
Just
moment?
saying, STCs.
Cherry's reading. Let's give her a little more time. And then
Alright.
let's move on because I think unless we want to go explore that other door that you guys found. I think we're
Hey,
done here.
Brotar, you want to check out a door?
I mean, to Rick's
Rotar, we
point.
could really use your help here.
Sir?
To Rick's point, I mean, at basic, the bigger the mark, the stronger the individual. I mean, I've got a decent sized one. Z's got one. I mean, these are pretty hefty sizes comparative to other people. Like the largest I've heard are usually like they cover like a body part, something like that. Look, I don't know what you all have talked to or seen, but that's the closest thing I've ever seen to a god.
And now her mark is going to mess with her.
In theory. It's corruption. Corruption is not nice to anything. And I think that corruption is, well, it may work in our favor.
So we're gonna give Cherry some more time. In the meantime, yeah, do you want to open that door? Who has all the keys?
Kiss.
Name.
I don't have a yellow.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
yellow
going
piece
to
of the door.
go just poke around the forge a bit. So
Does Cherry have-
I won't break anything, I promise. Kind of backs away, heading to the forge.
Okay.
Kizra, when you asked Brotor if he wanted to open a door, it's kind of the first time he's kind of looked at you and kind of like taking you in. It's kind of looking a little bit harder at you than he, not like he looks at Z, but he's kind of got this kind of intense.
It's a little bit here. I mean,
Have
okay.
have we met before?
Have I met him before?
Don't toy with her like that, man.
No, you've never seen this. You've never seen this individual in your life. You remind me of somebody I met a long time ago.
How long ago?
Back before the morning, way long time ago.
Yeah, sure. It's fine. It's fine.
She ran a traveling inn.
Yep. That's my aunt.
Gonna go to Kiz. Take her hand a bit.
It's okay. It's okay. That's wow. Small world. Small world.
What?
She-
What door? What door did you need open?
Well, like, I mean, we kind of, if you wanted to poke your head through that door over there, and
Oh, the one down there,
Yeah.
with the green and the blue things.
yeah, just,
I can't get through that door.
maybe you need the keys then.
So you're a ghost and you have a mark that lets you pass through walls. A ghost previously who was getting a little handsy and uncomfortable and did the whole possession thing, which is why that's a big no for me.
No, she totally
Offer.
didn't understand consent.
She didn't. It was awful. But anyway, she told us that you were after brown keys. Do you remember why you were after brown keys?
Well, after I found a blue key, it was in this library with this dead person on the floor. I think they didn't mind, so I took the key from them. It took a lot of ability to get through that door, and then I found the key, so I figured out it was used to move the thing out there in the hall, and well, I saw there were 2 brown doors, and I was curious what were behind the brown doors.
You found.
So, do we
the-
tell Jalira there's another library? Yeah, Nix?
You found the brown doors, so that's probably the forge and the security office, or not the forge. Oh, I don't know.
You know, I mean, not to drop too many things on you, but this place is actually kind of lousy with ghosts. So if you're in need of a social life after all this, I mean,
I will consider that. Was kind of hoping I could follow you all with my body back to my mate.
Yeah, we'll
yeah, sure, that too.
That.
We can ask Chalira.
I mean, I could ride along in the kitty, and that would get me there safely, right? Looks at Gora.
Oh, consent.
Let's
I don't know how
go
that
ahead and
works.
open this door.
Yeah.
Go open the door.
I have my bow ready for something that looks mean.
Okay.
Okay,
Who has
I
the
need a
green?
moving order into the room.
Gora, do you want to stay here and just holler if something happens between Rix and Jalira, or do you want to come with?
I got a blue key.
Me too.
Do you want to come with, or do you want to stay? And
I
how
remember
real
handing
loud?
off a lot of keys.
Gora
There's
looks
a
kind
lot
of
of
concerned because Jalira hasn't joined the group, and she's kind of looking Jalira's direction and Rix's direction.
All right, guys, I'm going to stay like right here with my bow. I don't want to drift too far.
Can we have a green key?
Oh.
Okay.
I
Bruce
do, and
reached
since
out
you
his
can
hand,
officially take it, I'm going to officially take it off mine, so you can put it on yours.
Put it on mine?
Well,
Okay.
Bruce was the one.
Yeah.
Or you think?
Oh, well, I handed
Give
it
it
to
to
Nick,
Bruce.
and
What?
then Nick's. Well, do you guys just both put them in? Nick's and Bruce? Or...
How many keys you got? What all do you have?
Well, now I only have a blue key. But I still have
Me.
my super quiver.
Now remember,
Yes.
guys, you found some keys in the back of that statue too, so there are
Yep.
more
And I
keys to
jumped
spread around.
onto Zanim.
Oh, Zanine, what you got?
Yellow and green and
Okay. I didn't. Did I write down the
Zanim,
keys?
to whatever previous you had in your inventory key-wise, you have an additional 5 blue keys, 3 green keys, and 2 yellow keys.
Alright. Just stay where I have line of sight to everybody going to the door and line of sight to Bora. That's line of sight.
okay, go ahead and open the door.
Who has what key?
Z
You
has
give-
a lot of keys, so hold on.
I think between he's talking
Did
about
you give
between
it to
Bruce
the-
and
Kids, did you give it to Bruz or Nix?
I don't know. I handed a green key to somebody. Somebody claimed it.
Okay, probably to Bruz because he was over there and Nix is not.
I just
You
don't
have
want
a
to like
green
delete
key.
it from my sheet and then not end up with somebody else's sheet and it gets
All right, I'll
lost.
put
in
it on my
ether.
sheet.
Just let me know when someone
So-
wakes him up out loud
So
enough.
Bruce
noise.
now has a green key and a blue key, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Should we be worried? Maybe.
Nah, I'm sure it's fine.
All right,
Okay.
good.
Okay. What were those
One of you
keys
raises
that
one
Z
key.
has again? I want to make the changes in other possessions.
Okay,
5
so
blue.
you should have had previously 1 blue key. So your total keys should be 6 blue keys, 3 green keys, and 2 yellow keys. And you can distribute those out as you see fit.
Okay, 6 blue, 2... 6 blue,
2 yellow and 3 green.
3 green, 2 yellow. All right. Well, there happened to be 6 of us, so Z will make sure that everybody has a blue key.
We do.
Everybody already had a blue key?
Yep.
Okay, well then
We're
Z will
hoarding
keep the blue
blue
keys.
keys.
I don't know, she's going to keep one of each and see who wants them. Does anybody want a green key? Does anybody want a yellow key?
I'll take a yellow key.
I'll take,
Okay, so I give Bruce the yellow, and I'm down to 1 yellow.
I'll take a green as well.
Okay, and Nix takes a green, so I'm down to 2 green.
I'll take a green.
And Kiz takes it, so I'm down to 1 green, 1 yellow, and 6 blue.
Okay. Now that keys have been distributed, they start going down there. They get ready to insert the keys and open the door. Jalira, you find yourself still engrossed in your book.
Okay.
Roll me a insight check.
Inside on the
Tom Riddle? What are you doing here?
Me.
Sorry.
Oh,
And to figure out what happens after that, we're going to have to wait until after break.
Okay.
Because it is after 8:30. Thanks for watching so far. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Come and join us. It's fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Here we are, Destiny and Dice. Jumping right back into our game. Jalira had just rolled me an insight check. She's been reading this book, Foltzvern's Guide to the Arcane. Jalira, with your insight check, it's a pretty big book. Probably going to take you a while to read.
Yeah. Can I look at the shelf kind of where I picked it up from?
Mm-hmm.
It looks completely normal shelf-like, doesn't it?
Correct.
Maybe I can... Maybe Z can help me figure something out later. It's awfully quiet, and I don't trust my siblings.
Okay. Rix, you had wandered into the forge area. What is it that you would like to do over there?
Oh gosh, I know the tools are gone because Cherry took them. But he just wants to look around to see kind of what he can find that maybe there is an extra set of tools or something, or just something that like he doesn't know what to do with a forge, but he didn't want to bug Cherry because she seemed really into that book. So, you know, it's time to do a little experimentation.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Like Z in college.
How else was she gonna find herself?
You're assuming Z waited for college.
Yeah, that's about right. I
Okay.
don't find diddling.
Play-Doh is a nice offering, too.
Stop.
Okay. About this time, you kind of start looking around, trying to find some tools, something to hear. You're kind of looking. Your arm bumps something, and a hammer. You managed to find like one of the hammers because Jalira grabbed all the magical tools that comprised the superior set of smithing tools. However, there are still other tools that aren't part of that set.
Okay.
Because having extra tools lying around is never a bad thing in a workshop. So you kind of like set up a hammer. You found a couple other smaller things, and as you're kind of looking around, your elbow kind of bumps the hammer that you found. It falls to the ground. Crash, crash, crash! Right as Jalira is walking around the corner, having put down her book for a second.
Rix is just like wearing his mask still. By the way, he's like, "You finished?"
It's gonna be a long time. I was wondering if maybe I can get Z to just try to dispel magic on just the book, but what are they up to?
I think they were going to look inside the door from the chapel.
Wait, without us?
Well, you were reading, and I thought you wanted more time with it.
I do.
Jalira, what's your passive perception?
I think it's like 14. Yeah.
You notice that Rix has actually managed to assemble a small little grouping of tools. Like the hammer kind of drew your attention as you walked around the corner, look up where it was, and you see that he's got this kind of collection of tools right in front of him.
What you doing?
Well, I didn't want to bother you because you were reading and you seemed really happy about reading. I mean, it's not often you see someone smiling while they're reading a large text, unless it's, Z reading Tusk Love. But so I was reading as well, and I was reading a bit about the Traveler and Onatar and so on, because apparently we have an affinity to gods of craft. I was sort of wondering if you could teach me a little bit about how to use a forge.
Right now, we could just wait for an explosion, right? And then we can go.
I mean, the explosion really could be anything, to be honest. I mean, it could be Z making something explode. It could be another wall that she's gonna fling spells at. It could be a world-ending bomb. You know, it's Kenneth. Who knows? But I mean, could you just give me the quick basics, maybe?
Well, it takes a little bit for the forge to warm up, but. So do I?
At this point, you kind of start looking. I'm going to let you weigh the decision to start the forge and start showing Rick's things. Right as Bruz, after the key distribution between everybody getting the keys they want and they need, right as Bruz and Nix stick their keys into the locks and turn them and open.
I was gonna say, like, right at that moment when she's like, if we hear the explosion, Bruce turns to Nix and is like, do you need any of these weapons? Are we good? Like,
Oh. It's like, most of the time I don't need any weapons, but if there's one that you don't, simple one that I could use, possibly.
define simple.
It's not, if it takes an extreme amount of skill, because I'm used to using hands over sticks.
I mean, none of them take an extreme amount of skill. This is a hammer. You just hit things with.
I don't know.
Not everybody has your affinity for occasional violence and brutality. Okay, Nix may have your affinity for violence. Brutality.
I mean,
I don't know. None of this is making me sound good. I take it back.
The flat end and you just hit. Okay.
Sorry, you're going to give me one?
Your mind flashes back to this one day where Pipes decided to make you guys do arts and crafts and make birdhouses. Nix, not so good with a hammer. You did pretty good. Jalira's freaking birdhouse was amazing. It had like multiple levels, and you're fairly sure it built-in bird bath, but you're not entirely sure.
Bird jacuzzi.
All right.
I got a hammer. I got a mace. I
know a mace.
My birdhouse was like.
You want a mace?
Exactly.
Check.
What a bird would need.
I can use
Alright,
a mace.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
What is it again?
If Bruz hands you the mace, look for a forceful mace +2. You should be able to search for it.
+2.
Okay.
If it's a simple weapon, Zaneem could also use the Zaneem.
Does Zaneem have access
We're not giving
to that?
Zaneem any more weapons.
All right, I got it.
Okay.
Zaneem's brain is her weapon. Sorry.
Okay. And at that point, you guys
I want to sharpen it from
take
time
the
to
keys,
time.
stick them into the holographic charms, turn them, and you crack open the door. As you do, you feel as if a seal has been popped. And kind of dust kind of starts to come from the cracks. As you crack open the door, and in front of you, the first thing you see is a statue, the same height as the other guardian statues. However, this one is hooded and seems to be carrying a rather large-looking scythe.
Back off.
Beyond it, you see the first sarcophagus, then the second sarcophagus, then around the corner you make out that there's indeed a third sarcophagus. You seem to have stumbled into a crypt.
That makes sense. Behind a religious building.
Really? It does?
I don't know why it would be in the Kenneth facility, but
It just seems like valuable real estate that you would.
That is true. Should we go in or just shut the door again?
I mean, we can go in. Do you see any of those traps that, we gotta look out for? Maybe we should check the door before we did it. Whatever.
Oh, I had actually already looked for traps. But...
I'll go ahead. Investigation?
As you step into the room, roll me a... If you're going to go, hunt for traps, I'm going to make it an investigation.
Okay.
Bruz, as you kind of, stand back, you can kind of survey the room if you'd like to use perception to make a search for traps as well.
Sure, I'll use perception. Ooh, 20 total.
Nix, you want to roll me an investigation? Nix, you step into the room to kind of get a better feel for it as you're looking. Rix has taught you a little bit about looking for traps, and in your line of work, you've been known to look for tripwires or find false catches on things. So you have an idea of kind of what you're looking for, Bruz. In your quick study into the room, nothing seems out of the ordinary other than the fact that there's a crypt here. Nix, you don't seem to see anything else. Nothing seems to catch your eyes.
Hey, Broseph, we might have some work for you.
Wasn't it Brotar?
He knows what he said.
I don't know, he wasn't wooing me.
Oh, nice.
Fair enough. Would you have been impressed if he was?
I mean, with his taste.
I mean, it's been a while. Come on, how long have we been stuck here with just family?
Look, if you want to take some time with Ghostman over there, I mean, there's some rooms.
There is only so much I can do with a ghost, okay?
Okay, cash out.
Do you not have some
but with me, it
experience?
would be memorable, he says as he walks by you.
Alright.
I'm sure that it would.
I mean,
Brotor walks into the
a
room.
different person. We don't really have a lot of good options.
I really hope nothing bad happens to Brotor. I mean, it'd be great to know if there are traps and stuff like that, but at the same time, he'd be really kind of useful for other places.
This is crypt. Yep, you found a crypt. Good job, guys. Probably why I couldn't get in is probably to keep spirits out and probably to keep spirits in.
Is it pitch
I mean,
black?
to be fair, there was a lot of other spirits, already, so... This place is just haunted. No offense.
Fair enough.
Maybe he can poke his head into the caskets and see if there's any,
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. Or, I don't know, maybe you can, speak to your friends if there are some more and be like, oh...
Gonna go ahead and move up to...
Wow, that is really insensitive for the recently departed. We know how long ago he died.
I'm gonna go ahead and look and try to see if there's anything written.
Okay. Each of the sarcophagi, they stand waist high, made of solid stone that looks like it's been, like everything else here, it looks like it's been pulled straight from the earth and formed. Completely attached to the facility. It also appears that the stone lids have been formed into the stone bases. Like somebody used shaped stone to meld them together. You don't seem to be able to find a seam for which to remove anything. And they all seem to have multiple names on them. As if each sarcophagus was for families here.
Multiple families? Multiple people in one?
Shoved into the same
Multiple-
economy, man.
Well, like you said, there's not really a whole lot of space here.
Do we recognize the statue?
The statue seems to have... It's a statue of probably a reaper of some kind. It doesn't seem to have any sigils or identifying marks on it.
Okay. I didn't know how common like a reaper figure was in their mythology, so I didn't know if that was like a specific figure or if it's just this is a death guy.
You're just a death guy.
Okay.
Very descriptive.
All right.
It's just a death guy.
Making sure. Do you
Just
want to poke your
yeah.
head in and take a look over to the ghost?
He just kind of looks at you wide-eyed. It's a bit disrespectful, don't you think?
I mean, I've done worse, but
Yeah, so
Kinda
have I.
glances at him
And
and
he
he went,
sticks his head in one of them.
So have I. Whoop.
Yeah, I'm just kidding you. So have I. Sticks his head in one. Comes out. It's dark in there,
Oh
but
my gosh.
it appears to be full of ash.
Oh, crematorium?
All right. Well, let's.
wait, are you saying that they put all these people through that shredder?
I forgot about the
Shred?
You found a shredder? Shredding doesn't usually burn people, but
Welcome to the Mournland.
fair enough.
Or they were burned in the forge. Something like that.
It's a crematorium?
Maybe? I don't think we're gonna find
Well,
any
you
more.
know, Onatar is the god of fire, and if they worshipped him here at this facility, then they probably burned the bodies of their kinsmen and laid them to rest with their other kinsmen. It'd be clean, too. They wouldn't have to keep skeletons or have rotting meat down here.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there are spells they could have laid on the sarcophagi, but
What else can that forge do?
So if this place was sealed during the morning, with the magical seals, that would have been interesting to see if any of the bodies or any of this was affected.
You want
But
to poke
we
your
just-
head in the other ones?
No,
it's
that's...
like as soon as she says it, he's just like, and starts poking his head down into each. Nothing in this one. Nothing in this one. I'll check them off for you on the map so you can see which ones he's looking at. He starts here. Goes to here, and then across the way, and then here. Just more ash, more ash, more ash. This one, there's something in there.
What do you mean, something?
The other ones are all kind of ash. This one looks like it has a box in it.
From down the hall, I'm gonna shout, remember, if anybody touches anything, it should be Nix!
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Sorry.
Can you poke your head in the box?
That'll work it. Okay.
Can I give a ghost dark vision? Sorry, we're good.
Technically a creature.
It is technically a creature, he's right.
I have to touch it.
I mean, I think he has dark vision. Do you carry that
I
over?
think if you can punch ghosts, you can touch ghosts.
Oh, that's true. I can totally punch a ghost, so...
Are you gonna punch him?
No!
Oh. What a turn. I'm gonna give you some dark vision. Pow!
Do you feel like doing something dumb? He says the Nix, looking at the crypt.
Kind of.
So at this point, Cherry, you've got the forge going. It's lit. It's kind of started up very nicely. Rick,
Smells of hot
Cherry,
dog.
what are you looking at trying to create?
Rick's just like, do you know how to make like weapons?
I have a lot of experience with wands. Limited experience with weapons.
Okay.
what in particular did you want?
Well, maybe something like a scimitar or maybe like a crisp blade.
I was thinking. You sure you don't want to start with the dagger?
I mean,
Okay, I mean we could try.
which one has a higher chance of me accidentally smashing my hand?
I think only the scimitar because there's more room, and so therefore a longer and more hits, and so therefore more likelihood of that.
But daggers
otherwise,
are I have a lot of daggers.
okay. Here, let me go see if I can find some schematics for scimitar. What would the dimensions be? I'm not sure about that. Do you know the dimensions?
Go back and read that book.
Abe pulls out the scimitar. He's like this.
Oh, okay. Well, we can try. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we can try modeling something off of that.
All right. Oh yeah, let's do it.
Can you enhance this existing one, or is that like over your pay grade?
She's not sure about touching the Traveler's Gift right now. That's all.
Oh no, not that one. The other one. The one that does acid damage.
So
don't touch the blade itself. The sharp part.
because as she pulls the blade out, you kind of start to look over it, start to get the idea of the dimensions that you need, and you do see that there's a very faint, almost green sheen that seems to run where on any normal blade you got that shiny, bright silver part that runs the length of the blade. This has a faint greenish color to it, and yet the blade itself seems immaculate with no corrosion on it whatsoever. At this point, we'll go back to the crypt. You want to do something stupid, I believe was the last thing said.
Is it dark in there?
Wrong thing.
I have to see where I'm going if I'm going to teleport.
Is it dark in the crypt itself?
Yeah.
There are dim lights. Like the lights in here are even dimmer than the ones outside in the corridors. They're little, they're small. It's full of dim light, this room.
Okay. Should we light a torch? Hey, kids, Z, we're probably gonna do something stupid.
Okay, I can't see a thing in there.
Told you before, and I'll tell you again. You're a smart man. Why do you need to do dumb stuff?
Because it's
I
fun.
think my line of sight is based on Glora. Want me to bring her?
Bruz will because this is all stone in here, right?
Yes.
All right, Bruz will light a torch and just drop it on the ground there.
Okay.
What?
Hold on, looking for that. Come on. Come out to play. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Ah! Rix, why is your light being difficult?
Mm-hmm. You're the one who made it, Traveler. I
Fair.
feel like that answers the question.
Jeez, these flint rocks are way harder than I would have thought. So.
I didn't delete the token, did I? Is that what happened? Did I delete
my
the token?
Rude. All right, let me see.
Well,
if I
that's
can
what
turn it
happens
on.
when he tries to craft.
Yeah, I know it's
He
gone.
disappears.
Nice.
I may have deleted the artwork token and that removed the token. I don't know why I would have done that, but you know.
Because we were shifting over from one art style to another.
That's probably why. Okay, hold please.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Okay. Bring Guar in the room, and that way Kisriel can see.
I'm just gonna have a writer.
Okay.
Bruz was gonna try to toss it like there so that it wouldn't like fully illuminate things in case, you know, Nix wants to teleport around to some places.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna open one of these. I don't know if you all want to get like things ready for if, you know, not friendly versions of him come out. You wanna like step back?
Gonna put a mask on over my face.
Were you talking to them or were you talking to me?
Yeah, you. Do you wanna like I don't wanna be responsible for your death twice.
There it is.
Wait, what?
There it is.
What does he mean? Like as he's coming out, he looks at Cindy. What does he mean responsible? Did he kill me? I thought you said the woman killed me.
Quite
She sapped your life
survived
away.
our rescue attempt.
Did that man kill me?
It was an accident. You scared him and he kicked you and broke your neck.
I mean, by my estimation, he killed himself.
Aye, there's the rub.
She took away your life force.
We
so-
did attempt to rescue you
Why?
from her. You just didn't make it back.
It's just
Conscious.
Just getting worse. I love it. This man's about to have like an existential crisis after death. You lied to me? I thought we were friends.
She did not lie. She omitted some details.
Okay, you guys, what are you doing to open the sarcophagus?
I mean, so are you guys want to get things ready? You know, Z to like blow some fire at it or something, or
Z's gonna prep. Excuse me.
Do any of you have a crowbar?
Firebolt just in case.
how sealed does this thing look? Does it look like it has a lid that can slide off or be lifted up? Or...
No, and it looks like it's been all melded together. It is a solid chunk of stone.
Noted.
So I'm gonna have to break this open.
Most likely.
All right, I'm gonna break this open. I don't know if you want to all get ready.
I'm gonna hop off.
So, back in the forge. So, you want to heat the metal to where it's perfectly malleable.
Okay. He's watching and like taking notes in the journal.
You guys have thought about the explosions and just ignoring them, so you...
Well, not ignoring them, but only acting when there is one.
I mean, they're not far. That's like 2 turns to get down to where we are for Rick's.
Maybe 2 turns. If I use my action, my bonus action, and my full movement, I can move 120 feet.
Actually, Rick can move quickly if she shifts.
So it might be 2 turns. And would it be 2 turns?
Alright, so. It's gonna be interesting.
Does it look a lot more lit up?
I could totally get there in 1 turn.
It doesn't look different to me, but I could see fine to begin with.
Same here.
Oh, hey! Cool.
Kizriel can see now.
Yeah.
She just walks in and then turns around.
That's
Well, I just
moving
wasn't
out.
sure in the plot if it made sense. Sorry. Leaving Goro there though.
All right. Well, everyone get ready.
Missed it back.
And then Bruz will hit it with a hammer.
Smash her with a hammer.
Oh la la!
Okay. Too many windows. Okay. What'd you roll?
I hadn't rolled anything yet. Do you want me to?
Go ahead. Roll an attack.
19 for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna also try.
You gonna punch some stone?
No, I've got a mace in my hand. But yeah, then I'll punch it for my second attack. Or no, I get 2 attacks with the mace, I think, and then before I have to
Do you
go
want
to
me
my...
to swing again?
Hold on 1 second.
I got 13.
Is it considered prone?
This is a bad idea. We're still going.
Okay. Bruz, you do hit it, and you deal damage to it. What was your total damage?
Just 9.
9? Okay.
Whatever Michael.
Nix, your first strike with the mace hits it, but it doesn't seem to do any damage to it.
Try hitting it with the mace again before...
That one does seem to do damage to it.
Okay. And then a bonus action and punch. So
16 for 17 points of damage.
Okay, Nix, go ahead and roll me your punch.
Nice.
So, you hit it with your hammer once. She comes in and tries to pop at it twice with her mace. She's getting a little bit more crunch on that second shot. Then she throws her hand into it, and you bring your mace down. You bring your other warhammer down. You're like, no, don't hit your hand.
Oh, jeez. I thought you were using the mace. Okay.
Well,
We need to coordinate a little bit better. All right. How about me, then you, then me, then you?
all right. I'll kick. So we keep
Okay,
going.
Go ahead.
Nothing's happened so far.
So,
No.
Jalira and Rix. Okay, so when you get when your metal is red hot, you pull it out of the forge, you put it on the anvil, and you pick up the hammer. And as you go to bang it down, there's this concussive echo from around the corner.
It's just like this is really good acoustics. It wasn't that, was it? Yeah, I was hoping that we would have a little more time for this. All right. What do I do with this hot metal?
Is it possible to stick it back in the stove and let it simmer?
You can bank it towards one of the sides to let it sit so it doesn't completely melt and have it just kind of sitting off to the side, but still like inside the forge where it stays warm.
Okay, so Rick's kind of just puts it there and he goes, I'll see you there. Frink! Action, movement and bonus action will get me there.
Rix, roll me an intelligence check
Oh,
with disadvantage.
No.
You got this.
I do not got this. I do not got this. It's good to know my rolls are doing real good tonight, guys.
Okay, so Rix, Like, I'll see you when you get there. Boom! Take off. You get here. Right as, okay, you guys are going to start your next round. So that 16 was your first hit.
Okay.
You bring it down, but something about something about the way the area you're aiming for, the curved raised part of the statue rolls it to the side, not causing the damage you'd want to. This is pretty tough stone. Nix, you hit it, and you take another crack into it. So for a total of 14.
Wow, I get both of those. I got 8 damage, or 8 force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. With that, you crack. Yeah, you hit 32 exactly. You crack it open, and you now have an open space in the top of the sarcophagus.
Mike, can I do something?
Sure. What would you like to do?
Can I go look behind the statue and see if it has any key spots?
It seems to be pretty up close to the wall. Roll me an investigation check.
She's tiny.
I'm tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least it wasn't in that one. My hand would probably get stuck.
The way the shadows are playing off of it, you're kind of fishing around with your hand. You're not able to find anything that feels like a catch. I mean, having seen what the back of the statue that Nix opened up looked like, you're not seeing anything or feeling anything as you're kind of trying to squish your hand around. You can't really because it's close enough to the wall, you can't really get your head around to look at it, but you're feeling and you don't seem to find anything.
Okay.
Okay. Rix, you arrive on the scene.
What on earth are you all doing?
At which point you see a giant hole smashed into a sarcophagus.
Tomb raiding.
Look back. Grave robbing.
Look, clearly.
Well, I mean, that's kind
Putting
of
my
what this
hand
entire
into the
facility
box.
Do you want to come look at this to see if this is going to explode or something?
No, I think you both have a good handle on it.
About that time is probably when I catch up and I'm carrying the lantern with me.
How many ghosts are in there, Mike?
There
How
appear
many-
to be no ghosts.
How many ghosts have we let out, Mike?
You appear to see no ghosts.
Not even Brotar?
Come in the room with it?
Well, Brotor is there.
These people would have been cremated before the morning, though. They would have passed from this world naturally.
We assume.
Well, as naturally as for Kenneth.
So, is this hole big enough to get whatever box is in there out?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna reach in and grab the box and pull it out.
Okay.
Why didn't you guys grab the lantern before you went in?
I forgot we could still see invisible. It's spooky, so spooky Brotar tour.
Bruce is going to look at
spooky?
Nick and quietly go, "Did you think of that?"
Nope. Would have been smart.
Brotor, Cherry.
To be
Cherry.
fair, when they came in here, they said they were going to do something dumb. So, you know.
Zaneem, roll me a perception check.
Cherry's at a loss because this is the first time she's seen Brotor.
He knows, doesn't he?
You recognize him, right?
He looks upset, doesn't he,
Oh,
Mike?
got two hearts.
You are simply stunning as well. They didn't tell me they had 2 foxes in the group.
Wow, Nix.
Technically,
You hear that?
she's technically a chick.
I'm an old lady. Of course he's not interested.
A chipmunk, you say?
I'm so sorry for what I might have
She's a
inflicted
furry.
on you, Cherry.
But kids, I think we're fine.
I'm
Insulted.
I'm dating him.
What?
Rix, what? And then he looks at Brotor, and then he looks back at Cherry. He looks at Brotor, looks at Cherry. He's like, "We were supposed to be keeping that a secret."
Hey, have you ever been to Olcon?
Have I ever been to Alcon?
He's looking at Jalira. Have you ever been to Alcon?
I
That's
haven't traveled much.
Oh, well, you look like a couple of shifters I saw there. I was there probably about a year ago. We were doing a job bringing stuff, hauling stuff across the land as opposed to the sea, and well, they needed me to grab some stuff, and I'm at a pair of kind of gestures at your stripes across your eyes of shifters that look like you there.
It's okay. He
But
knows
does
my
he have
aunt, too.
everyone's family secrets? Because that would be interesting.
Hey, I don't suppose you know any,
Half-elves who got turned into half-orcs?
They were killed, remember?
That sounds crazy. There's no way that could happen.
Agreed, right?
So what's
See what
in
was in
the
that box?
What's in the box?
I don't know.
Is it locked?
What's in the box?
What's
Is
in
it
the
locked?
box?
What's your passive deception?
Mine?
Like 15.
No. My passive is 10 plus my modifier.
Deception.
16.
Well, I mean, as far as family secrets go, I mean, you've got a changeling there. She's kind of taking some time to look you over. I mean, the blue skin around your eyes kind of gives you away.
Yeah, but hands off, right?
No, not into that kind of thing.
No.
I mean, unless you can make yourself look like her.
no.
Or her.
Hands
Do you
off.
know how changelings work?
Hands off her. Hands off
Hands off.
her.
Points at Z, Cherry, Nix.
I mean, he looks at Nyx and looks at... Do you have a preference? Other than breathing? I mean, that's questionable, I suppose.
I mean,
You're
I guess opposites attract.
resistance is against her, pointing at Nix.
What?
But I've gotten the feeling that that's all just a disguise. I mean, the way that she talks about her house, no Kenneth's house. Remember, even their lowest born would never insult their own house the way that she's been letting you guys go on and on about them. Also, they wouldn't break into the family tomb.
Very true.
She's
I
just
have no
a rebel.
association
How
with
about-
She's a
You-
foundling.
How about this?
the foundling mug.
We proceed
that
with
makes
whatever
perfect
we
sense.
open. How about we open the box and you just stop trying to flirt with everyone?
Yeah, stop flirting with everyone.
I could flirt with you too if you really need
No, I
me to.
really don't want that. Oh, Christ!
I mean, most of my flirting with men involves smacking them on the ass, but,
Well, have you seen that one?
I'm opening the box.
Okay.
Your inspiration for that.
Sure, you can have inspiration for that. Awarded. That works.
That was so well deserved. I
Which
mean,
point? Nix, you open the box. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Yay!
oh, it's trapped.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, how far am I away from
I
you?
mean,
Okay,
like-
that's flat distance.
Woo!
That's really good.
Nice.
No damage.
You- As you open the box, this little set of needles kind of like open with the lid, and as it gets to a point, it releases and they fire out. You just kind of like, and they embed themselves in the wall behind you.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, fine. I
Oh, okay.
avoided it.
I mean, anytime you want to risk healing, I think everybody's okay so far.
So you open the box, and inside the box is a brown key.
Mother of pearl.
Worth it. Worth it.
Why did he bury a brown key with him? This person was in security, wasn't he? He wanted
Well, I
to-
was thinking, it could be the schema.
Well,
So,
what if it
Or, I
was
mean, it could have been a backup key in a safe place if they needed to get to it.
Well,
Yeah.
could it be our note writer who was trying to think of one place that they wouldn't dare desanctify? Desecrate.
Yeah, we desecrated, all right.
Yeah, you did.
Alright, is everything alright, Kiz?
I could not see down that hall, and I was trying to, but Kiz couldn't do it, so I used Gora. Just, okay, end of the room. That's all. Sorry.
Alright. I think we're done in here.
Okay.
Can we go to a new hallway or something? Are we gonna go open the door?
Frankie!
We're gonna head squeeze past people if he has to.
Oh no, Rix is moving out of the way.
Outdoor's body fit in your bag of holding.
Cherry! Cherry!
Mike, can you frame my lantern from the wall? Thank you.
Maybe you should just embed a lantern revealing on your homunculus. On Fixer. Are you still gonna call him Fixer?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Where are we going? Did you want to go back to...
Yeah, let's finish. It's not gonna be, perfect or anything, but let's at least finish it.
You guys know you can take my lantern, right? If you're gonna go investigate... Okay.
Sorry, we didn't think of it.
Somebody gonna seal this back up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shut the door. Do you put the keys back in to seal it? I have the 2 keys now.
Oh, hey, while we've got the lantern revealing something, Bruz, there was something on your back.
Considering what Kiz just said, Bruz is going to kind of turn and look at his own hips. And then turn and look back.
Well, Broto's not there, so you're okay.
Looks... I don't know what you're talking about. Nix is kind of looks at Bruz's back, like, what are you talking about?
So I guess she'll pick up the lantern and just take it up and back behind Bruz.
Okay, Zanim, roll me another perception check, this time with advantage. At this point, you do see that Bruz has a glowing glyph on his back. It only seems to be revealed when Kiz holds the lantern of revealing up to it.
Do you know what it is, Z?
So I guess Bruz is just standing there while she comes up with the lantern. Just kind of looking, trying not to turn, but trying to see what's happening.
The glyph itself you don't recognize, however, you do recognize invisible ink. Like whatever was ink, whatever that tattoo is of. You don't know what it is, but it's just it was tattooed with invisible ink. There are some party houses in Sharn that, have strobing lanterns of revealing that, throw off patterns, and it's a whole cult thing under in Lower Dura.
I dig it.
I too dig cults.
No, I mean
Just giving a hard time. Don't worry about it. I'm just teasing you. You know that.
Yeah. Gonna go ahead and make sure we sealed the door. Whoa.
Okay. By shutting the doors together,
Z would try
key
to
gems relight.
draw the mark for Bruz and see if he recognizes it.
Z. Is she just doing putting the paper on his back and tracing?
Still rubbing.
So as soon as she puts it up there, the mark's gone.
Well, she would on his back, but she would put it on a piece of paper and then be like, "Hey, look, this is on your back. Does it mean anything to you?"
Brewster, all this has just been kind of putting up with what's going on, and see, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. If you know what it is, that's fine.
Well, no, we wouldn't have gotten so pokey-pry, but okay.
As long as it was expected to be there. It's a good tattoo.
Not really.
If
It's
you
an
could-
ownership mark.
An ownership mark?
Ownership mark. Means that he's the property of. That looks vaguely gobblish. That's that place down South Dargoon, Dargoon, right? I can't think of the arena's name.
It's in Skullport.
Yeah, that one.
Or Wyvern Skull. Wyvern Skull.
An arena? Were you in a
Were
championship?
you a fighter there? Well, that I would assume with the mark on your back, you were a fighter there. Any good? Takes another interest. Yeah, you were probably pretty good.
I did alright.
Oh, that explains the nose ring thing too.
Well,
Looks at your face. Looks at everybody else. I'm gonna go back to my body.
What are you going to do there? Just look at yourself?
Wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, have you
out,
seen
to be
it?
honest. All right, so I was going to ask maybe later you could tell us about some of your championships, but contestants or whatever. But if it was weird enough to send the dwarf away, whenever you want to talk about it, if you ever want to talk about it, we're here for you, or not, whatever you need.
I mean, not much to tell.
Or not? You mean you would choose not to be there for him? That's pretty rude.
No. Like if he wants space.
There's not much to tell. I was a gladiator in one of the main arenas down there for a while.
Was it voluntary? Gladiator
Not
makes it seem like it
exactly.
wasn't. Oh. Man.
That's typically what an ownership is. It's not voluntary.
I wish we knew we could have come spring you.
Couldn't.
Looks like you sprung yourself, though.
I mean, after a while.
She gives him a hug. And then walks away.
He looks around to see if everyone's if the other two are looking at him, or if...
Oh,
Nix is just looking down.
Rix and Cherry are gone.
Yeah, I meant
Which
the
way-
name.
Out of the crypt where everything was kind of muffled, you hear ping, 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 ping. As they continue to work out the project they had designed.
Oh, you should
Something was coming out of the crypt.
Nice. Give everyone a heart attack. Even I was like, what?
Unless someone was knocking on the door.
Kind of, Bruz doesn't seem to want to talk about it, so she's
just
happily
Onatar.
ignoring the whole thing, but not like awkwardly.
It's just Onatar again, guys. Come on.
Anyway.
Did Rix explain why he wanted to create something? You said creation. We have a creator thing going on with our family.
He said the gods, creative gods, or crafting gods seem to have a special interest in our family.
Okay.
I think
How
Nix
long does
would
it take to make the sword?
Probably
Would-
a while.
Actually, you find that making items with the Forge of Making cuts down what would have taken days of work to hours, maybe even minutes. The process here and how the forge works, having all the tools at hand, the way it's set up, seems to lend itself to increased speed of forming and crafting and making objects here.
Yeah.
Is there any flares I can add to the... No, we're trying to get it done.
Is there anything that we could add to it? I know it's like a basic sword, but is there anything Cherry could have think to add to it?
Like what?
Super fantastic modifications, of course.
Clearly.
You can cast light on it.
Well, I know how to create a magic weapon spell. Can I create a magic weapon apparatus onto the sword to make it a magic scimitar?
What would you like to use as your ingredients?
I'll ask him. I'm like,
Dragon
yeah, I was
shards.
like, we could probably try using a few pinches of dragon shard dust if you wanted to try. We might be able to try and make this a magic weapon. You want to try that?
Well, I mean, I have weapons that have sort of magic to them, but I was thinking maybe something that something that does more like radiant damage. I mean, the tendrils of that thing in the forge was not very fond of it. I mean, I know a spell that can do something, but I don't know if we can do anything that with it.
Is this something I'm going to need to research from the library to accomplish?
Roll me an Arcana check.
I mean, you do know a little bit of divine spells, having
12.
some healing spells.
And that's with a proficiency in Arcana?
No.
She's not proficient in Arcana, remember? She didn't go to school.
What would your roll be if you were proficient in Arcana?
That would be an extra, what would it be, 3?
Extra 3, so 15.
You just spent a couple hours reading a bunch of stuff on Arcane.
Still a little fresh.
Just
Thinking things through. At the very least, you could use some dragon shard dust to maybe imbue it to cast the spell. I mean, you don't have the super good. I mean, unless you're willing to spend super good quality. But if you're looking to use some of your lower quality dragon shard dust, you could probably get a number of charges where the sword, when it hits, would cast the spell.
Rix just looks at you as you're calculating it. He's like, I did pick up some dragon shards.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you used one of them to fix the forge.
Yeah. Are you saying you want to try using one?
I mean,
What's everybody else doing at this point?
Awkwardly not looking at Bruz. Trying not to be awkward.
Well, Nix is going to kind of come up.
Deception check?
my inventory.
Nix is going to kind of come up and she's like, I suppose you know of
I'm going to take
what the kind of monster I was. I'm sorry that you had to do that, live through that.
Bruce just shrugs.
Cool. Z, you're just kind of standing there awkwardly, not looking at Bruce.
Attempting not to be awkward. Maybe I'll go talk to Brotar and do some, flirting.
What's the word? Flirting.
You know, if you need to exercise Guara, you have a test dummy over there you can use.
Oh.
He's right there.
Rude.
Now, I was thinking like just running laps or just some sort of exercises they used to do in the woods, but instead in this concrete room.
Okay.
She's gonna go ahead and leave. Like, kind of yeah. That's awkward.
Z, do you stay there in the same room as Bruz, pretending to not be awkward, or did you?
Yes.
Are you really going to go find Brotor to practice your flirting?
I mean,
it
her
has been a
flirting
while.
skills are pretty on point. At least she thinks so. So
Practice flirting is like something I have to do, not his, me.
Yeah.
Maybe kiss.
I mean, after a few minutes, when the awkwardness is past, she might go like, "Okay, well, if everybody's busy doing other things, I'm going to go back to the library and look at some more books until we figure out what we're doing next."
Okay. So you head to the library. So, Jalira, Rix, what have you decided? What are you going to use?
Quick question. Which crystal was the one that we used to fix the forge?
Sybaris shards.
Sybaris,
yeah.
okay. So I still have 2 of those left. So he takes out the shards, and he's got 3 Kyber, 2 Sybaris, and 3 Eberron shards.
Well, I don't think Kyber would be conducive with radiant damage.
Okay.
My knowledge of Kyber is associated with the evil Kyber goddess, and it's just
Right. So I wanted to do like more necrotic damage. That might be
that
better
would
suited. Okay.
But that's just this feels a little bit more.
What?
If you can walk me through how you do the spell.
Well, okay. So he starts to show her kind of how he casts Sacred Flame.
Okay. Point of order, who's actually making the blade?
I'm trying to let him do it.
So it's kind of like she's guiding me and pointing the way. So I mean, it's not great. It's not great, but I feel like under her guidance, it's at least okay.
It's like when you have your 4-year-old help you cook.
Mm-hmm. You did a great job.
Oh yeah, you stir that. Oh, you're doing so much of the work. All right, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can totally see Jalira doing that, but doing it in such a way that Rix doesn't realize that Jalira is doing that.
To be fair, he has no idea what he's doing, so even if he did realize it, he's totally okay with it. He's like, I don't know.
He's willing to pretend. He's willing to just let it.
She's hoping I might learn something from the experience.
Well, no, he actually does want to learn a little bit. Probably not nowhere near the level that you are at, but he does want to learn something.
Okay. So he.
You were doing so well for a while.
I was. He begins to describe to Jalira how he casts Sacred Flame and how he kind of channels that energy and what he kind of expects the magic to do.
Flame like radiance. I'll put the description on there. Ooh. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I just want to display it. There it is.
Okay. Okay. So, Jalira, Rix explains what his spell is supposed to do, as identified there. You get the gist. What would you like to use to continue crafting this weapon?
I'll part of her wants to suggest going ahead and investing a whole shiny Sybaris shard into this.
If they said no Sybaris.
No, it's not
It's not-
Kyber.
I was going to suggest Sybaris.
Oh, what's the difference?
Well, Sybaris orbits the planet, so therefore it's celestial, so therefore it's slightly more radiant related.
Ooh,
That's where her brain's going.
sorry.
Okay.
I don't know.
And how would you like to incorporate this shard into the blade?
Could she try... does she know any runes? Hey, what's the symbol of traveler?
He pulls out the traveler's gift to show her.
I think I might go ahead and start, at least as a focal point of the energy, try to carve in a symbol of the traveler, and then I'll see if I can incorporate the shard into that.
I'm helping.
Where are you carving this in?
Huh?
Okay, so keep in mind that this Sybaris shard is this big.
Okay, that's huge.
That's it's a high quality Sybaris.
Ooh. Go for some smaller dust.
Can you
There
bring
is
that?
Not
as part of the
there.
forge of making there is a grinder.
Did you want to grind up something?
I wanted to grind up some gold
Gold dust.
for arcane lock.
But there is a grinder.
Okay, so I mean, we can try. Okay, if we can dissolve it into some high quality dust, into like a solution, kind of like what Friedrich and I would used to make.
Mm-hmm.
Pour that into the room.
Okay.
Where's the
Rix,
grinder?
roll me an intelligence check
Oh, please
with advantage.
don't break my heart. Don't break my heart.
Achy breaky heart.
14.
You're following her. You're getting the gist of what she's trying to tell you.
My gosh, these rolls. All right, yeah. Okay. I'm following.
So you guys kind of how do you treat the crystal? Use the grinder to grind it into powder.
I'm trying to
grind
keep
the whole-
it as fine a quality as possible.
Enough.
Okay.
Just do we need the whole crystal or a portion of it?
Let me see if I can get an idea.
Can you break it?
I wanna try and keep it equivalent to one high quality kyber shard. Sorry.
If it's one high
Whatever
quality
the high
shard,
quality
I mean, it's
equivalent of in dust is. Is that the
Okay.
whole shard? Or can I split it up?
Grinding up the whole shard would give you 6 uses of high quality Sybaris dragon shard. Dust. Words.
What if I only ground up half? Will the other half be usable, or?
It would be usable. You'd be able to use it for another project.
Okay.
Does it maintain its crystalline structure?
She's able to grind it in a way. Actually, go ahead and roll me a tool check. Masonry tools.
Ooh, I'm not proficient in that one. So,
I guess it's just a straight D20.
my proficiency's
Or do you use that right tool for the job thing?
actually no. That doesn't work for proficiency. I've never had to roll a tool check for something I wasn't proficient in.
Does Spark of Inspiration do anything for you?
Oh,
I don't know what that does entirely.
That's just something I can add to a saving throw or something,
Okay.
or an ability check. I forgot I had that. Okay, not that one. Not that one.
while you're looking it up and getting that number, Z, what are you doing?
Looking at book.
Roll me an investigation check. Are you looking for any books in particular?
Anything that looks relevant to our current situation and might help us get out of here. Schema, Warforged, pipes. Take your pick.
Are you
Magic,
gonna copy
really
down
cool
spells?
magic. Z likes magic.
You find a book on Warforged. Kind of pull it
Okay.
out. You start scrolling. Scrolling. You start flipping through the pages. And it's kind of outlining kind of the basics of how Warforged are created using an actual a Warforged crafting forge. There are very few of those that are around.
Was Z aware that you needed a special forge to make Warforged?
Yes.
Okay.
Having been a professor at the college, and it's having the decree that Warforged were to stop being created. Cannith facilities were shut down. Cannith facilities that had those specifically in them requested to be shut down. Whether or not they shut down is a whole story that we'll get into another day. And as you're kind of looking through, you start to see like, okay, notes on Warforged with different abilities. More of like an elite forged. Like these
Interesting.
Warforged are special. They're made of different materials. It's where Kenneth decided to start using different materials other than the standard stock.
Okay.
You encounter a design that looks you look at a picture that looks like a picture of a Warforged made of crystal. I don't know. Were you there when they met Jewel? I don't remember.
I don't believe so. It doesn't sound familiar.
Like, did you ever go to one of the? I don't think you ever even went.
I think we were all there when we went to like her house or something.
Okay.
No,
So, yeah.
was it? Because I thought just Nix and Rix went to go get it.
And we brought Guara too, and I don't think that was everyone. I think that was.
Did she go to any of the council meetings with the?
I legit don't think she did.
No, I don't think she's ever met. She's never met Jewel because she was either copying spells or sleeping or doing something else.
All right.
So as we begin reading, a side forged is constructed of crystals versus traditional metal or stone, and as such they have the ability to channel powers of the mind and exert their will on creatures and objects outside their body. They are created without a mouth and instead gain a form of telepathy, which allows them to communicate with creatures around them by projecting their thoughts into the creatures' minds. Creatures receiving this communication can choose to respond in a like fashion. Kind of like how send our message, the cantrip message works. The response can be limited, but they can communicate through the mind, or they can just outright talk. And if the Psyforge is near them, they hear just fine. They also have the ability to manipulate objects within 30 feet of themselves. It's a limited form of telekinesis, but by far stronger than Mage Hand. It's almost as if they can use the power of their mind as the equivalent of the power of strength.
I know what I want my backup character to be.
Yeah.
You see you look through some of the design pages, and past there you see the words like the heading Song Forged.
That would catch your interest real quick.
All of the pages have been ripped out.
No!
Regarding Song Forged.
He just can get ripped out.
What?
Mother of friggin' pearl.
So this is such a fascinating book and so into like the construction of things and the crafting that Z would make note of where it is, and later when Cherry's done crafting now, she'll show Cherry the book.
That's gonna kill you a little bit on the inside, though, right?
Just a little. Me, but not Nix.
Oh yeah, me totally. Rix would be like, yeah. That's what they get for putting chains on books. You know, people have to improvise.
Okay.
So Z would be very interested in like make note of the Song Forge thing and be like,
Someone was here.
And given how many pages you saw about the Psyforged and the notes and their construction, you gather that either the Songforge section was way more full of information, or that there might be more sections that were also removed.
okay.
Okay. In the forge, you've managed to what was your you had your intelligence roll of 14. What was your masonry roll? Did you roll a masonry tools roll?
Oh, I never did. I'm pretty sure. Unless I can add an intelligence modifier or something, I think it's just a straight roll without proficiency.
It would be intelligence.
Oh. So can I just add 3 to that, or should I reroll?
Yeah. You managed to dissolve the crystal. Close enough. It would have been 18 because you're 15. I would have just added your intelligence to it. At an 18, you managed to only dissolve down half of the crystal, maintaining its integrity, and maintaining the high quality of the dust as well.
Awesome.
Now,
You said 3 uses if I did the half?
you have 3 uses, correct. How many uses are you going to use on this?
Do you want to go ahead and use all 3 uses?
I mean, it's worth a shot.
It's better work.
I mean, sounded
Alright.
right.
Get us through this.
Elvish, what a pretty language.
Rix, I need you to roll me an intelligence check with advantage.
Okay.
Jalira, I need you to roll me an Arcana check with proficiency.
So wait, that means just an extra 3 then?
Mm-hmm.
So 9.
Oof.
Total of 9. Okay.
Can you inspire yourself or whatever that is?
Use your
Wait,
flash
wait.
of inspiration, girl. Give yourself an
Flash of
additional 3.
I'm going to remember I have this on my own someday.
That takes her to a 12, I think.
I think it's a roll.
Is it a roll?
No, we just add plus 3 to the roll. Okay.
Okay.
So that would take me up to...
So it's a total of 12.
yeah.
And a total of 14 plus 12 is 26. Together, you manage to create a +1 magic weapon.
Nice.
That will do 1d8 of radiant damage.
Nice. Now, before we wrap up, I guess, Rix is going to mentally go, how do I put this into your gift?
That's... I don't know. You willing to give me another favor?
What am I at now?
Well, you've paid off 1, so you're at 1 currently.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's going to take a few. It's going to take you learning some things to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can teach you how to do that.
I'm not the best student, but I'll do what I can.
Fair enough. Okay. You now own a +1 radiant scimitar, and I will craft that and put it into your inventory as long as somebody reminds me. That being said, it is 10 o'clock.
All right.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and log off. Thank you for watching. It's been awesome. We've had grave robbing. We've had crafting. We've had information found in the library. It's been a good day. It's a good session. We like it. It's all just missing a little bit of combat. Regardless, thank you for watching, and we will see you here next week.
Attacked.